So, yes, please.
Do I need to know who the I is? Is it enough to just let life be, like be with life, giving the space that needs to be given to when things happen without grabbing, stopping, making something out of it?
Right.
Is it enough to just contemplate?
Well,
Or do I need to know who my I is? Who the I is?
as long as you are happy, you know what Francis says, as long as you are 99.9% happy, why trouble yourself with wanting to know anything, really? But if you're not 99.9% of the time happy, then you will find that, and you can check that for yourself, that you are taking yourself to be a body-mind. You're taking yourself to be a woman. You're taking yourself to be a mother. There is an identification. So whichever way you go about it doesn't really matter. As long as you're happy. So we talk about what am I? First, to bring our attention to the belief systems, the core belief being that I am some form, that I, consciousness, I, formless presence, aware, awake presence, am this form, the specific body-mind. So we invite the question of the contemplation of what am I, to bring attention to this root ignorance, this root belief systems, that is the core of ignorance and of misery and suffering, unhappiness. And the other side of the coin is to bring the attention to consciousness, which is the only reality that hears these words, that experiences all experiences. And is the presence that you are. But is not contained. You that hears these words right now, whatever it is, consciousness, there's a hearing of these words right now, it is not contained in any container. From your experience, you can notice that. Not from your belief systems, because your belief system might say, I am perceiving this perception inside my body. There might be this belief, this thought. That's why I'm saying go to your experience. In your experience directly right now, are you experiencing hearing these words right now inside your body? In other words, do you perceive the hearing, is your experience of hearing these words inside something? Or is it just hearing? Just the knowing of the hearing, the experiencing of hearing. the purity of hearing, the simplicity of hearing, whatever. What is your experience of hearing these words?
You're asking me?
Hmm?
You're asking me?
Yes. Well, you hear these words, yes?
Yeah.
And is there any effort to hearing these words? Do you have to rearrange your internal body mind in order to hear these words? Do you have to prepare the hearing room, the listening room inside the left part of your brain in order to hear these words? It's just an open hearing. I mean, openness meaning there are no walls to it. You know, like an open corral has it's just an open space. So the hearing is happening. But could you say that the hearing is more in that direction and less in that direction? Is there any direction to the hearing or just hearing? Just hearing. So you got your experience. Your experience is, why not trust your experience? I'm not talking about your interpretation of your experience. It's different things. Your experience before you interpret it. It's just pure, simple, open hearing. I mean, you use the term open, meaning there are no borders to it. I'm not trying to introduce a new concept, the concept of openness. I'm just using the term open to point to a borderless. There are no, it's just openly happening.
Yeah, there is the direct hearing, but there is also the thoughts come too. Like
Okay.
when you say there is no, it's the hearing without the container, and I'm here, I'm like seeing my knees,
Okay.
and I'm seeing I have a body.
Okay, so you're...
But those thoughts come too.
Okay.
At the same time as I'm hearing.
So let's take a thought. Pick a
Like
thought.
I have a body.
Okay, so here is a thought, I have a body, that arises, right? So this, I have the body, the thought that arises. You perceive this thought, right? Mm-hmm. So let's take this thought. Now let's imagine this thought is here right now, okay? I have this body. You perceive this thought, right? Now the you that perceives this thought, or the perception of this thought, is the perception of this thought, do you have to do any effort to perceive this thought? Do you have to what do you have to do to perceive this? Is there anything you need to do? You just perceive the thought. And the perception of this thought, can you point, is the perception of the thought here, or is it there, or what is the perception of the thought?
Right.
So it's an openness. There is, back to that same term, there is an openness, open space, open presence. I'm just using terms, I'm not trying to introduce any new theories or any new concepts. I'm just using language to point that there is a perception of thought that is just totally free and open. Like you heard these birds right now. Right? So there is both the thought, which is some form, it's a form, like hearing the singing of the birds is a form, we refer to it as a form. Okay? It's not a gross form, it's a subtle form. The thought is it's a form. And there is the perception of the form, and the perception of the form is totally open and free. So what's the issue? So here is consciousness in both cases, whether you were hearing these words or whether you are perceiving the thought. There is this body, I perceive this body. Consciousness is free seamless and borderless. That's your experience. Now, when you perceive the thought, meaning you as consciousness, meaning the openness, the thought arises in the openness, is perceived in the openness. And the openness is you. Because you said, I perceive the thought, right? I is you, I, but not a limited I as the presence of consciousness. I as the open presence of consciousness perceives the thought. Now, if you perceive a thought that says, I am a pink elephant. Okay? It's possible, right? A thought might arise. I'm a pink elephant. Okay? And you say, you laugh at it. Say, no, I'm not a pink elephant. Okay? No big deal. What's the big deal? I don't see any big deal. But let's say this thought, I am a pink elephant, arises every 4 minutes, every 3 minutes. I'm a pink elephant, and you laugh at it. I'm a pink elephant. At the 100th time it arises, you say, wait, maybe I am a pink elephant. Yeah. By 120 years, could I be a pink elephant? By the 500 times that the thought is arising, now you're convinced that you're a pink elephant. Yeah, and you feel, now you start to feel. You know, somebody says hello to you, how are you doing? And you go, I don't know that I can talk to this person because I'm a pink elephant. And pink elephants don't talk to people. They don't talk to people. So you go, I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you? You know, and then you go to the other room very quickly because you don't want to stay with this person because in 2 minutes you're going to stomp on them. Pink elephants stomp on people. And somehow but after 5,000 times, now you're a pink elephant and somebody comes and says hello to you and you stomp on them. You stomp on them and they lock you up. They lock you up in the asylum. Now what's happening here is that nobody's locking you up in the asylum because you believe you're a body-mind. You know why? Because everybody else believes that. We were heard of pink elephants. We were heard of pink elephants. But not here. Here you cannot be a pink elephant. Here you can only be your the truth, the reality that you are. So, the fact that you're perceiving the thought and that you're feeling, which is more important than perceiving the thought because you're hearing all this talking and you're feeling, I'm this body-mind, doesn't make it so. If you are feeling that you are a pink elephant, that does not make it so. It doesn't turn you into a pink elephant. It's just a thought and a sensation arising in the openness of space, in the openness of being. Like this is openness of being right here, right now. You're hearing these words. This guy is talking and saying all sorts of stuff. You know, maybe he could be quiet for a minute. It's happening in the openness of being, in the open space.
The story of the tree is interesting because it says that